What's going on, guys? Billy here, and as someone that flies drones all day, every day, something that's really important to me is portable power, because I don't want to be stuck in a situation where I run out of battery during the day as I'm shooting and I can no longer fly my drone. Because of this, I featured a lot of these different portable power stations here on my channel, some that are relatively smaller, like little battery banks, all the way up to massive generators that could literally power your house, but sometimes I don't need all that much power. With that said, over the past few weeks, I've been using this power station from Anker, and don't let its size fool you, because it holds a serious amount of power, allowing you to charge and to power a lot of things on the go. The power to weight ratio of this power station really is perfect. What I mean by that is, like, for how small the form factor is, it can hold a whole lot of energy inside. When I bring this with me, I never feel like I'm constrained. I never feel like it doesn't deliver enough power for what I need to do on the day-to-day. Now, speaking of its size, the form factor is really what's made me fall in love with this thing so much. Usually when I have these power stations, I leave them inside of my trunk of my car, and I've got to continue to go back to my car to grab batteries. But what's great about this being so small is I don't mind bringing it with me. Whether I've got to lug it a half mile or a full mile, it never bogs me down because of its size. And again, that ratio between weight to power in this power station really is perfect. Now, the official weight is 8.2 pounds, and the handle at the top makes it really easy to move around with. While we're looking at the power station here, I want to point out the available I/O. On the front, working our way from the left to the right, we have a car outlet and a switch to turn power on and off. In the middle is our display panel that shows various pieces of information like the input and output wattage, the percentage remaining, how much time the power station will last with its current usage, how much longer it will take to recharge, and the ports that are currently drawing power. You can wake the display by tapping the display button here that is in line with our 3 USB ports, one of which is USB-C, while the other 2 are USB-A. On the right side of the power station is 2 AC outlets with a switch to control power. There's also a power saving switch that, when turned on, will turn the power station off after all connected devices have been charged. The final thing on the front side here is this light bar that emits a warm light. It only sips 2 watts of power, so you can run this light for days on end on its own without charging or powering anything else. To finish our walk around of the power station, there's a DC input on the back to charge the internal battery from the wall, your car, or the sun using a solar panel. To note some more general things about the build of this device, there's openings on either of the shorter sides for ventilation, there's rubber feet on the bottom to support the power station, and the entire thing is made of a high quality plastic, which drastically helps keep the weight down. So overall, I would say that I'm relatively happy with the available port selection here on the Anker 521 power station. It gives me a lot of different ways to charge the devices that I bring with me, but if I had to nitpick, I would complain about only 1 USB-C port and 2 USB-A ports. I mean, I know that we're in this weird transition period going from USB-A to USB-C as the standard, but I feel like most devices now are shipping with a USB-C cord in the box, and therefore I feel like they should have done like 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port as like kind of a backup. But the one thing that I'm ecstatic about, especially in a power station this size, is 2 AC outlets. Usually a smaller power station will kind of sacrifice in terms of what they offer and just give you 1 AC outlet, but this gives you 2. So in my case, I'm able to charge 2 drones at once, whether it's my 2 drones or if I'm sharing power with somebody else. So having 2 AC outlets is huge. Now, speaking of charging batteries, let's talk about output power of this power station. The internal battery has a capacity of 256 watt hours. The DC input charges the power station at 65 watts. The AC outlets output 200 watts, and the USB-C port outputs 60 watts of power. It also actually acts as an input, so you could charge the internal battery through the USB-C port if you forgot your DC charger at home, but just know that it will be a little bit slower at 60 watts. As a 16-inch MacBook Pro user, unfortunately, I'm unable to charge this device directly from the USB-C port here on the power station. I mean, I guess technically I could, but it would just either die slower or it wouldn't charge all that fast. So for those more power-hungry devices like a 16-inch MacBook Pro or the drones I have sitting here on the table, you can make use of the 2 AC outlets. Now, one quick thing to note is that if you are using a smaller MacBook Pro, like a 13-inch MacBook Pro or even a MacBook Air, you will be able to charge it at full speed using the USB-C port, because those laptops are smaller and don't require as much power. So with those smaller laptops, you can use the USB-C port, which really does make things easy. Now, onto the drones. I've got 3 of them sitting on the table here. I've got the Mavic 3, the Air 2S, and the Mini 2. I would say that these are like the most popular drones in their category. We've got like professional, prosumer, more like an intermediate drone, and we've also got a beginner drone, even though the Mini 2 is a beast. I hate classifying it as a beginner drone. So to give you the rundown, basically I drained one battery down from each of these drones to 25%, which simulates how much power that I would expect to land with remaining in the battery with safe flight practices. You obviously wouldn't want to land with like 0% battery left. It wouldn't make any sense. So the Mavic 3's battery, when plugged into the ACL, it used up 31% of the power station's battery, which means that we can expect to recharge about 3 batteries with some power left to spare. The Air 2S's battery drained the power station down 18% for one charge, so you can get about 5.5 extra flights with your drone. And the Mini 2, charging right off of the USB-C port, only used up 5% of power from the power station, which means that you could get about 20 extra charges or 20 extra flights, which is seriously amazing. All right, so guys, there you have it. That is the Anker 521 power station. In my opinion, it is the perfect portable companion to bring with you when you are flying your drone to provide portable power for your batteries. And I won't lie, when I first pulled this out of the box, I was downright worried. I was like, man, this thing is small. How many extra flights can I get? Like maybe 1 or 1.5 full charges on my drone batteries. But to my surprise, being able to charge my Mavic 3 batteries 3 more times to get 3 extra flights. I mean, look at the advertised flight time of 46 minutes. Multiply that by 3, you get like 138 extra flight minutes. That's over 2 extra hours of flight time, all thanks to this power station. And let's talk about price, because that puts things into perspective as well. One Mavic 3 battery is like $210. That's an absolute guess. I'll put the real price right here in editing. So you get about $210 for 1 extra flight on the Mavic 3, or for $250 with the Anker power station, you get 3 extra flights. In fact, right now on Amazon, it's on sale for $199. So this is actually cheaper than a Mavic 3 battery. I know which one I'd be choosing. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts on the Anker 521 power station in the comment section below. And as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace.